So Mbijiwe security analyst alipotea miaka 4 iliyopita.
Na mpaka sasa
hajapatikana. Serikali imeambiwa through the family and their lawyer to produce this gentleman, dead or alive.
Quick fast.
Swali ni, assuming, this is just us assuming he is in police custody or DCI custody or police custody 4 years, mnakamata mtu ni nini mnataka kujua juu yake?
Let me put it to you this way. You are assuming that they are in a place you know or understand. I have no knowledge apart from police cells. Jela Baridi was Mombasa. Industrial area and the prisons that one knows of. I have heard that there are other places where people are kept, but I don't know where they are because nobody actually knows. I know Manyani, I know Shimalatewa, those I know of. Okay. I know of Naivasha, Nakuru, all the provinces had incarceration centers, committee. But the problem with the issues we've had in this country since independence, because to name a presidential term of office like during the Uhuru era, during the Kibaki era, the Moi era, Kenyatta era, you are talking about a state when the security apparatus that we had, except for the Uhuru era, were under an old constitution. They could disappear, you are not answer to anybody. They could not be taken to court. They'd say you are arrested. They'd say they released you and they don't know where you went, and that will be it. Uhuru is the one who was unfortunate. He came with the new constitution and we saw how he struggled with it. To the point where he said, Sasa Jamani, what do you want me to do? Huh? I would like to do this, but this is what the laws, I mean, what do you guys want me to do? Huh?
Jamaa amepotea. I remember when he disappeared, because they're saying here, Mbijiwe, a former KDF officer and well-known security analyst, disappeared on June 21st while traveling from Nairobi to Meru. His vehicle was later found abandoned near Nyeri, but no trace of him has been found since. And I remember he had come from, what is it called? An interview from one of the TV stations. I can't remember whether it was Inoro or Kameme TV.
4 years ago was the Uhuru era, chief.
Yeah. So jamaa alikuwa ametoka huko tu kuongea juu ya security, analyzing security on TV. As he left, that was the end. They never saw him again. It's actually very sad. 4 years later, the family has absolutely...
There are very many Kenyans who have disappeared in such a manner. And I'm talking about the Uhuru era and the Ruto era. Forget Kibaki and the times before. People speak of the Kibaki era as being a golden era. In many ways, economically, it was. But some of the problems that have bedeviled the Uhuru and Ruto era, they also had. Don't assume people are not disappeared. Don't assume people are not found in Rivayala. No, they were found. Some coffee bushes somewhere in the middle of nowhere, they were found.
There's another... what is it called? He was a journalist and he became a blogger. He was called Bogonko Bosire.
Yes.
Remember Bogonko Bosire?
Yes.
That guy disappeared in 2013.
To date.
It's been now 12 years. And I remember there's a time, probably some 3 or 4, 5 years ago, the family came out and said that, yo, we need to know where this guy is. People in this country just disappear and it's a wrap, man. Anyway, let's move on to the another
story. When you hear me speak and you hear me say that I would like all these individuals who purport to want to lead the country to tell us how it is they're going to address some of the issues that bedevil us, it is for such reasons. Because we talk education, we talk health, we don't talk security.
True.
None of these people who talk about wanting to be the leaders of this country talk about they touch on health, they may touch on education, they never talk about security. Why? So essentially We have a bunch of people who want to maintain the status quo, and they want to prove that they are better by criticizing an incumbent.
But I also remember the president before he was when he was DP, he did say that in his government there will be no more abductions. People won't disappear into River Yala and all that.
That is not addressing the security issue. That is exactly what I'm talking against. Making bold, broad statements that you cannot follow up on. How are you going to stop it? How are you going to ensure? Do you know the circumstances that led to what you're saying you will not entertain? You see, solutions have very little to do with you telling us what you want to do. Solutions have very little to do with you telling us what these people are doing wrong. Let me repeat, we live in this country, we can see. We also hear, we know. Tell us something we don't know, that people who are privileged like you and have been in power know. The machinery, the mechanism, the wheretofore that you will follow to achieve the results that you underline. But telling us that you will create policies, you will negate what this person has done, you might as well just keep quiet, because you really are not telling us anything.
There's another blogger that also disappeared around the same time, in the early 2010s, thereabout. He used to expose the high and mighty, the rich and mighty, whatever. He used to expose their corrupt dealings to an extent of even exposing their nudes.
That's a person who had an insider giving him information.
Oh yes. And I think at one point he also had a hacker, or he was a hacker himself. Because how do you get pictures from my phone? So anyway, this guy was found dead. Unaona pale Nyayo roundabout? That roundabout, yes. He used to drive this 4x4. I think it was a Prado. Ilipatikana imeoverturn hapo. No one had reported that accident. No one reported having knocked him. There was no other victim other than him.
Was he alone in the car?
He was the only person who died in that car. He was alone, yes. So he died in the car.
Conspiracy theories abound.
So people say that perhaps whoever killed him made it look like an accident.
Perhaps. That's inconclusive, because we don't know how he died.
Yeah.
Agweng's Kodhek is actually named after Agweng's Kodhek. Okay? That gentleman died. That roundabout that leads to DOD, goes up the road, the place we now refer to as Hurlingham and so forth. He died somewhere along there. That's why that road was named after him. People refuse to accept that he just died. Roy Ungala was driving from Mombasa. He had an accident. It is said, at 5:04, that bees entered the car, and people said, what? Bees entered the car. There's a guy called Kungu Karumba.
Yeah.
Went to Uganda. Never came back. His whereabouts not known during the meantime. We have a history in this country where people important, perhaps not so well known, have disappeared or died under circumstances that are mysterious. JM, it was said, was killed. Circumstances around his death, people were blamed. But the overwhelming thinking was that somebody was overzealous. And in this case, the president was blamed. Robert Uko died. Again, see, the question that, with reference to politicians, Tom Mboya was shot in broad daylight. The question one asks is, what threat could they possibly have been to the presidents when the president just needed to sack them? The president then who appointed them. What threat could they possibly be? So it always comes down to the question of, there are people who are around the president who seem to be the interpreters of the president's wishes, and they will implement them even if the president has not. Because sometimes you get the impression that the leader is just as shocked as the rest of the country says, who did this? Now he can't come out and say, I didn't order it. Remember, you've heard me say this. It's a famous theme of mine. Most political leaders, much as they may seem independent or strong, are not only under siege, but they're held captives by those around them. Because they depend on these people to carry out their wishes. They depend on these people to do certain things for them. If you're given to swimming and wrestling in murky waters, they're the ones who swim and wrestle in murky waters for you. So there are things they will do. You actually have to look the other way because you need them.
In modern times, they're called fixers.
Thank you.
They fix things for you.
And sometimes they create problems that weren't there.
Yeah.